Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kadash, Yahweh being the true name for the Heavenly Father, Yahushai being the name for His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, that taught me the truth and rule well, and salutations to you, hopeful elect, pushing this truth in all honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yahweh coming to you know that's the spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. And this lesson is going to be going to the spirit. I came across this article that was released 4 days ago on January 12th, 2020, and it's titled, "The UK is abandoning its alliance with Trump as the United States withdraws from its leadership around the world." The UK is threatening to tear up its defense alliance with U.S. after President Donald Trump's Iran crisis triggered a rupture between two countries. All right, so this is part of the prophecy. These are steps. These are steps towards all nations, all countries, basically eventually coming against Babylon the Great, which, according to prophetic scriptures and America's actions, Babylon is America today. Okay, and it's prophecy that the scriptures talk about the beast shall hate the whore, which we're going to get into and kind of break that down briefly, what that means within the scriptures in the book of Revelation. It's talking about all countries around the world coming against one, and basically firing missiles and utterly destroying, the United States. Okay, so what we're going to do is kind of just dive into it here. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 16. "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire." All right, so we're going to break this down on what this means. And we can use precept upon precepts. The next precept is going to tell you what the horns represent. Daniel 7:24. "And the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall rise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings." All right, so the horns that we just read about in the book of Revelation, the book of Daniel just broke it down and says that, hey, that represents 10 kings. All right, so now I'm going to get you this poster here that Great Millstone put together. All right, this basically tells you what the 10 horns represent. Okay, it says the 10 horns represent the common market or the European Economic Community, EEC, established in 1958. Today, EEC is known as the EU, the European Union. All right, and then you have these countries that make that up. You have Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain and Portugal, England and Ireland, and West Germany. All right, so we're reading about in the book of Revelation, and the 17th chapter is telling you that the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. Okay, the whore represents America, because America represents the woman in scarlet with the golden cup, and that was actually the original plans, the blueprints that were supposed to be for the Statue of Liberty. It was supposed to be a woman with a golden cup in her hand, wearing scarlet, and that was going to be a gift to the United States. United States represents that great whore that we're reading about in the book of Revelation 17:1, according to prophecy. And what are the chances that the original plans for the Statue of Liberty was going to line up to what the scriptures talk about? The woman wearing scarlet with the golden cup in her hand. That was going to be the original Statue of Liberty. So that's just more evidence right there and there. That's talking about America, okay? And all these countries eventually will come against the United States. All right? So you have all these countries are beginning to abandon its alliance, and Trump is one of the kings of Babylon. Now, he's just a puppet. He's not the true king. The true king, goes into the Rothschilds. They're the ones ruling upon the earth right now. But the puppet for those men is Trump. He's that man. So you got UK abandoning his alliance with Trump. The UK is that's a big country to lose ties with. It's one thing you don't want to do, which they also have nuclear capability, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so Trump is pissing a lot of people off around the world. He's already pissed off Iran, which they already have nuclear capability. He's pissed off Russia. He's pissed off China with these trade wars. All these countries are beginning to hate the whore. So this is prophecy. These are things that are proven in scriptures to be true that's happening right before your very eyes. And a lot of these peons out here just don't even know what's going on, man. They have no clue. Okay, we're going to read our book of Revelation, the 16th chapter. And we're going to start here. All right. We'll start at verse 17. And the seventh angel poured out his vial into the air, and there came a great voice out of the temple of heaven from the throne, saying, "It is done." And there were voices and thunders, lightnings, and there was a great earthquake, such as not since men were upon the earth. So mighty an earthquake and so great. And that's going to happen from the great nuclear destruction from the bombs, the missiles hitting all at one time. You're going to have 200,000 to 200 million missiles hitting this place over here in America. And the great city was divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. And great Babylon came in remembrance before Yahweh to give unto her the cup of the wine of the fierceness of his wrath. And every island fled away, and the mountains were not found. Okay, so let's talk about the destruction that's going to happen to this place, man. You know, and it's going to be very grievous. You're going to have a lot of countries that's going to be wailing and weeping after seeing this place destroyed, but it's going to be broadcasted, man. You know, and there was another precept I was looking for here. It is Revelation 16:16. It says, and he gathered them together into a place called in the Hebrew tongue Armageddon, and that's located over there in the Middle East. You know, so all these countries are going to begin to come together and go to war, and there's going to be a great war over there in a region where basically where Iran and stuff is at, over there in the desert, man. So there's no coincidence that all these countries are basically prepping for war, because the prophecy of the Battle of Armageddon is beginning to come to pass pretty soon. This is Jeremiah 28:8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence. It's no coincidence as well that you have all these men popping up on the corners telling you about the end, telling you that the destruction is coming, that war's coming, death's coming. Okay, the prophets of old, when people began to see them pop up on the corners, they knew something bad was going to happen. And it's no coincidence that this is happening all over the world. You got prophets standing up, popping up on the corners, wearing their rough garments, telling you what's getting ready to happen. It's not orchestrated. It's by men. It's orchestrated by the Lord. Revelation 18:10, standing afar off for the fear of our torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, that mighty city, for in 1 hour thy judgment come. Judgment is coming to America, man. And here's the USDebtClock.org. And it's telling you that the United States is over $23 trillion in debt, and it's rising as I speak. So this is a ticking time bomb. Okay? And the only way these countries and men know how to resolve situations like this is via war. Going in and taking somebody else's things for the things that they don't have to balance that out. Okay, so it's no coincidence Trump is doing all this, cutting all these ties and making all these enemies. Because America's in trouble, man. That's a lot of debt to be in. And it's steady rising. So this is just a lesson through the Spirit. I'm going to go ahead and close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and taught me his truth and rule well. And salutations to you, hopeful, like pushing his truth in all honesty and sincerity. Shalom.